I have no idea what my real name is. The lady at the DMV stared at my license for way too long before looking up at me with this confused expression that made my stomach drop. This expired 6 years ago, she said, tapping the plastic card against her counter. I know, I said. That's why I'm here. I need to renew it. She typed something into her computer, frowned, then typed again slower like maybe she'd made a mistake the first time. Your name isn't coming up in the system at all. I shifted my weight from one foot to the other because the line behind me was getting long and I could feel people staring. I just need to update my address too, I explained, trying to keep my voice calm. Can you do both at once? She typed again, her frown deepening with each keystroke. There's no record of this license number. Not expired, not suspended, just nothing. Like it never existed. That's impossible, I said, my voice coming out sharper than I intended. I've had that license since I was 16. I've been pulled over before. Cops ran it and it was fine. She called over her supervisor without answering me, and this thin man with wire-rimmed glasses came over and took my license from her hand. He examined it under some kind of special light that made the edges glow, turning it over several times while I stood there feeling my face get hot. This is a real license, he confirmed, looking at me with genuine confusion. The security features are all correct. It was definitely issued by the state, but he turned to his computer and typed in the number himself. The license number doesn't exist in our database. It's like someone issued this license and then went back and completely erased any record of it ever being created. How is that even possible? I asked, my hands starting to shake. He shrugged and handed the license back to me. Government database error maybe? It happens sometimes with older records. System migrations can corrupt data. You'll need to apply as a first-time applicant and provide all your original documents. Birth certificate, social security card, proof of residency, the whole thing. But I drove here, I said, looking down at the invalid license in my hand. If this license doesn't exist in your system, doesn't that mean I've been driving illegally for 6 years? The supervisor looked uncomfortable and glanced at the growing line behind me. Technically yes, but you obviously didn't know. Just get your documents together and come back. We'll get you sorted out. I left the DMV in a daze and sat in my car for 10 minutes just staring at my steering wheel. My phone buzzed with a text from my boss asking where I was because I was supposed to be at work an hour ago, but I couldn't make myself drive yet. At home that evening, I pulled out my file cabinet and started going through everything. My birth certificate was right where it always was, tucked into a folder with other important documents. But when I actually looked at it, really examined it closely for the first time in years, something felt wrong. The paper was too new, too crisp and white for a document that was supposedly 23 years old. My parents' birth certificates that I'd seen before were yellowed and soft, but mine looked like it had been printed last month. I held it up to the light from my desk lamp and noticed the official seal looked slightly smudged, like someone had photocopied it and the toner hadn't set quite right. I called my mom while staring at the birth certificate, my heart starting to pound. Hey, where exactly was I born? St. Mary's Hospital, she answered immediately. But there was something too quick about her response. Why are you asking about this now? Just updating some records at the DMV, I said. They need all my original documents. What city was St. Mary's in again? There was a pause that went on too long. Just dead air on the phone while I counted the seconds. Columbus, honey, she finally said. Why all these questions? I pulled up Google on my laptop and typed in St. Mary's Hospital Columbus while she was still talking. The first result was a historical society page about closed hospitals. St. Mary's Hospital had shut down permanently in 1997, 5 full years before I was supposedly born there in 2002. Mom, I said, trying to keep my voice level. St. Mary's Hospital in Columbus closed in 1997. I'm looking at the website right now. Another pause, longer this time. Different St. Mary's, she said. There were 2 hospitals with that name in Ohio. Which one? I pressed, already searching for a second St. Mary's and finding nothing. She got defensive, her voice rising slightly. I don't remember every single detail from 23 years ago. You were born, that's what matters. The hospital did its job. Why are you interrogating me about this? Full story on my channel and linked below.